my channel. So today I am pretty much using this video as a way to stop myself from hideously procrastinating. So I have a lot of dreams and big plans and ideas for my life and my career, both in the next year, things I would like to happen, and sort of more long-term, longer scale. And the problem is that these things are not going to get done just sitting up here in Monoghan. So what I am going to be doing today is actually creating a dream book. Now this is going to be a sort of combination of a manifestation and business planning document, journal, book. This is something that I can update, keep adding to, including resources, plans, and all of those sorts of really useful things. And I wanted to get this down into a physical paper document because, first of all, I really like crafting and I haven't been able to do anything like that in quite a while. And also, it's just, I think there's something to be said about having a physical paper document. I really just like that. So what I'm going to be putting it in is this. You may remember this from my Disney collection video last year, just after I got my hair dyed actually. And this is a beautiful replica of the book from the opening sequence of the 1937 animated masterpiece Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs from Walt Disney. And it is so gorgeous, and I had nothing to put in it for ages. I'm really fussy about notebooks and I didn't know what I was going to put into it. And then I had a thought that if any document is going to be my life and business and career plans, this should be it. So I just thought I would show you how I'm going to be setting up this document, kind of how I'm going to be filling it. I'm going to use this as a mixture of sort of inspirations and plans, ideas, and I just realised that I need Pritt stick, so let's go find that. Update, we don't have a Pritt stick, so now I have to go buy one. Let's go. Glue stick achieved. I got two, in case one of them is rubbish. Also have, vital for crafting, gel pens. Ignore how hideous this pencil case is. I do have quite a few gel pens. I don't know how many of them work. To be fair, these gel pens are about 10 years old. I may not have vital for crafting gel pens. This may be where this is going. Yeah, I think these might be dead. I might just have to get rid of them all. I'm gonna get rid of the gel pens. We're just gonna go classic with it. So, first job is creating my little homepage. Now what I've done is I've printed off my logos, my Vintage Prano logo and my Very Vintage Darling logo, and I'm gonna stick those into the front page. I remember one of the places I worked, I had to cut out like 20 of these little handout things. It was so much fun. So I've been thinking a lot recently about the idea of confidence and of, you know, self-belief, belief in one's work and one's sort of worth, if you will. is going to be hard to do on camera. And I am just so gosh darn sick and tired of the expectation that you are supposed to be humble and embarrassed about what you do. Like, I make YouTube videos and I do Instagram, and I'm hoping to branch out into a lot of other things. That's kind of why I'm creating my dream book. And I feel like there's a lot of expectation that you should kind of be quite shy and almost embarrassed about it and not quick to sort of big yourself up. I think that's partially a British thing. We're very much taught not to brag about ourselves. Yeah, so I feel like we're taught very much, don't brag about yourself, don't be too proud of your achievements, which is just complete rubbish. Like, who are you justifying yourself for? Who am I acting embarrassed about it for? The people that I have to act embarrassed about my work are likely not the people who would engage with my work anyway. And are likely not the kind of people who would ever want to create something themselves. Is that mean to say? I feel like it's true though. You make vintage YouTube videos. Like, yeah. When was the last time you filmed, edited, colour corrected, promoted, you know, planned an entire work of yourself, incorporating major aspects of things that you're passionate about and your personality, and marketed it to people on the internet? Like, just saying. Just saying. This glue is as rubbish as I was afraid it would be. And that's why we bought the Pritt stick as well. So the reason that I wanted to create this kind of dream book is to kind of force myself to really push for these things to come true. Because I'm the type of person, I've always been a bit of a dreamer. So there's my logos initially stuck down. Ignore all of this writing. I'm actually going to turn this page here into an inspiration page. So let's get on that. Okay, so what I'm doing for my inspiration page is I'm taking a load of images that I have. So like the little cards and things that you get with various brand purchases, and I'm going to be cutting those up and turning them into a little sort of collage of just kind of pretty things that make me happy and that inspire me. I just remembered, ooh, I have all of these like Disney cards, Disney postcards that I got. Beautiful vintage Disney postcards. And I'm like, oh, do I want to stick one of them in? Do I want to commit to that? So I have had a lot of ideas for quite a while. And the problem is I'm one of those people who can really, really easily just straight up never do stuff. You know, I'll think about things until the cows come home, but I'll never actually take the steps to make those things a reality. And whether it's because the job that I'm in at the moment is ending, where's my throat stick? Whether it's because I'm like looming ever closer to the weird, confusing age that is 24, even though I still feel like I'm about 22 because COVID kind of makes it feel like you lose a year of your life. Or whether it's just because I've realised that we are also short for this blue orb that there is genuinely no time better than now to do these things. I've just decided that I can't keep spending my time kind of wishing that I had done things and wishing that I could make things happen instead of actually doing them. Like, I'm in somewhat control of my life, of where it goes, of my destiny, if you will. And I'm a firm believer in the principle that dreams can very much come true, but you just have to give them a bit of help sometimes. So I have decided that I am going to make a second inspiration page. I've had some people ask me before how I managed to sort of take my work so seriously, I guess. Like how I managed to do obviously all of the Instagram stuff, YouTube, there's a lot of filming and taking pictures and that sort of thing in public. And partially I think it is a performer thing. I'm extroverted. Sometimes I do get a little bit embarrassed, you know, filming and things in public, but then it's more important to me to get whatever I'm filming. I need tape. So it's more important for me that whatever I'm filming for, I get, you know, the footage that I need, rather than worrying about people's reactions, because to be honest, like 90% of the time I'm probably not gonna see those people ever again. So if they think I'm a bit weird, then no, I can live with that. It's a sacrifice that I can quite happily make to be the weird girl in someone's story, because I think that's pretty much my life at this point, is the weird girl in someone's story. And I'm okay with that. It's important to go after what you want and to make your dreams a reality. Okay, so a couple of bits I didn't get to use, but that's alright, I will use those at a later date, I am sure. And my initial first couple of pages of just my inspiration pages and my logos have been done, so here they are. So, extra tips about your dream book. So in this little space here is going to be my manifestation titles. So basically I'm going to put down all of the things that I want, so the titles of things, so for example performer, or it might be presenter, or model, professor, teacher, anything that you want. You're going to write that title in this space, and then in here I'm going to write a couple of my favorite and most inspirational positive affirmations. For example, things like positive outcomes only, dreams can come true, and if not now then when. just to really keep my mood up. So whenever I open this book, I see the things that I want to be, that I'm going to be manifesting and working towards, and the reasons why I'm going to do them. On this page, I'm probably going to put some sort of mind map. Mind maps are awesome and severely underrated, so whether I'm going to draw it out or do one on the computer just so it's neater and then print it and put it on this page, I'm not entirely sure yet, but I am going to make a mind map of all of the different ideas for various things I have. So for example, in the middle I would put my main goal, and then branching off of that would be ways I can achieve it and the different steps that I'm going to have to take to get there. And that will probably span a few different pages. Another page in my dream book is going to be people who can help me get the things that I want. So for example, people like agents, events companies, contractors, all of those sorts of people, and I'm going to write down people that I know, people that I want to know, and people that I need to research. So that's a really good thing to do because it lets you see how close you are, and then you can kind of move people up and down onto different lists. So someone in your people to get to know list might go on your people to know list later, and it's just really great. Another interesting thing that you can do that some people find very helpful is to write a timeline. So I'm not necessarily talking month to month, although some people do find those very helpful, but basically just, you know, by a month from now, what progress would you have liked to have made, and then maybe 6 months from now and a year from now, and that is something that you can continually update, and it's just going to make you feel really good because as you cross more things off, you tend to forget a lot of the progress that you've made. It can be really easy for people to get themselves down and feel like they haven't made any progress towards their goals, and usually you've made a lot more progress than you think. So that is a really useful tip, is to have a little timeline of smaller and bigger goals so that you have things that you can tick off and then you can add newer things to the list. Scheduling and planning and organising contacts of people that are important, all of that kind of thing. So I'm not going to go too heavily into that because A, there is some research I still need to do, and B, I am not really going to be telling anyone what my plans are because I want to actually get them moving and get them off the ground, and I feel like I want to do that myself and then announce the results rather than announcing an intention and then feeling like I have more of a pressure to follow through with it because it's all public and on the internet and stuff. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about motivation and inspiration and how I get the courage to start this journey and to do the things that I do. So first and foremost, I motivate myself by just focusing on the things I want and imagining how good it would feel to get them. So imagining things like performing on a stage, for example, and remembering how good that feels and knowing how confident and how capable I am of doing that. All of my dreams are things that I am 100% capable of. So I think that really pushes me because I know that I have the talent, I know that I have the drive, and I know that I have the support of really good people. So I know that the only thing at the moment that's stopping me is opportunity and me. And I have to create the opportunities for myself. So I'm really the only thing in my own way at this point. I also love to watch motivational videos. I don't really like the kind of I can find it quite toxic, like hustle culture stuff. I'm really not too into that. I think it can be quite bad for you and detrimental to people's health to be like, you have to work 80 hours a week and you have to constantly be working, constantly be doing stuff. No, you need a well-balanced and well-rounded life. You should be working to live, not living to work. but I do like to watch videos from people like Miss Lady Lace, Jessica Kelgren-Fozard, Rachel Maxey. I will leave a couple of videos in the description that I really like to watch to motivate myself, to start my goals, and to keep pursuing things, even when I really don't feel like it particularly. I'm really bad for being someone who just thinks of things and then never follows through with them, so something that I kind of try and say to myself whenever I know I'm procrastinating a whole bunch is just, if I don't do it now, when am I going to? If not now, when mentality really does help me, because I'm like, well, today is as good as any other day to do things, to actively work on my dreams. So that is that. That is the start of my little book. I will maybe give you guys some updates as I fill it with more things and fill it with more hopefully exciting things that are going to be happening. I love you all so very much. Let me know if you have a dream book, and if so, what kind of things do you have in it, and does it help you to achieve your goals? I love you all so very much. Please do remember to have courage and be kind, and may all of your dreams come true. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!